Big smile on his face. Look at the little wiggle he does with his shoulders. Speculator, watch this. Talking to Josh. Look at this. Look at this little wiggle.
Gavin Newsom had an opportunity to have millions of gallons a week, a day, millions and millions of gallons come down from the north. And I was able to get him federal approval from that. I got all of the approvals out. He said, I don't want to sign it. I don't want the water. We don't need the water. I said, you need the water. Your reservoirs are empty, the whole place. You need the water. That was 5 years ago.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have
Whoa. Did you just hear that right now? I know y'all heard that clearly. Did he just say they got to figure it out for themselves? All right now. I don't know how that 2028 presidency is going to go for you right now, because it seems like this is what you're going for, and it also seems like the media is trying to prop you up to be the next savior of California, which we all know that's a bunch of hoopla. You guys got a lot of funding and there's no receipts to show where it went. Where are the reservoirs at, huh? All right now we're about to sit back and react to Gavin Newsom's mess. He's being real messy right now. The civilians are not feeling him, and you know, the news media outlet, they're really making him look like he's actually helping, but it seems like he's causing more hurt than help. I'm going to roll these clips. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. You're about to see some real mind-blown things right now. Pause. Let's go. In the meantime, if you like reactions like this, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell. Let's go. Let me stop wasting your time.
you have a system that's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity.
He really got the fires burning behind him.
Overwhelm of the system. I mean,
This
those
guy's
hydrants
crazy.
are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local.
1 week ago, that man thought that he was going to be the next president of the United States. Now he's the governor whose most populous city is burning to the ground and whose only response is that the locals will have to figure it out.
That's the part that outrages me. Oh, this is unprecedented. No, it's not unprecedented. I mean, California burns down every single year.
You would have thought.
What do you mean you're going to do better next time? That woman in tears saying to the governor, is it going to be different next time? Oh, it has to be. It needs to be different this time, Gavin. And there's simply no excuse. I really don't even believe you can blame it on incompetence, because there's already a mandate. For example, in 2014, Proposition 1 passed that put billions of dollars towards building new reservoirs.
You hear this?
That's already in place. Not one has been built.
So where's the money?
There have been calls for controlled burns for decades. We did them historically throughout my entire childhood and young adult life in California. And
why is Donald Trump blaming the governor of California for the wildfires raging in LA? He says Governor Newsom refused to sign a water restoration declaration that would have allowed millions of gallons of water to the areas on fire. The governor's press office pushed back, saying there's no such declaration, calling it pure fiction. We've checked and can find no record of it. But Trump's press office said he was referring to an order he signed when he was president in 2020. It sought to divert water away from Northern California to farmland further south.
I really hope you see what's going on right here, right? People tend to forget that the internet doesn't forget. And no matter if something is posted and someone gets rid of it, there's going to be other people who recorded it and they have it in their files to put it right back out. You got to be careful or be mindful. Stop trying to trick us like this. We're not slow anymore. Listen, the people are woke. Sleeping giants are awakened. You understand?
Newsom opposed this at the time, saying he wanted to protect a fish species close to extinction. The order was ultimately blocked by California's Attorney General, but experts say this hasn't impacted the response to these wildfires. This is because, although Southern California is experiencing a drought, most of its reservoirs are above the average water level for this time of year. Trump has also claimed that there was no water for fire hydrants. There have been reports certain fire hydrants have run dry, but this is down to high demand placing a heavy strain on the system, according to local officials and experts, not a lack of water overall. Climate scientist Daniel Swain told us there are thousands of firefighters and hundreds of fire engines drawing upon water. Ultimately, only so much can flow through pipes at a time. With vast wildfires still raging, authorities are having to battle misinformation as well as the blazes.
City administrators, starting with Mayor Bass.
My message is the fire department needs to be properly funded.
And it's not.
It's not at this point, and
You
we've
hear
got the
that?
justification. We know where our gaps in service are. We know we need 62 new fire stations. We need to double the size of our firefighters. The growth of this city since 1960 has doubled, and we have less fire stations.
But you're not going to hear this right here. This is not really going to make the headlines. This probably already came and left, right? But one thing I'm going to explain to you is this. All you will hear is that Trump is playing the blame game. But you heard what she said, right? They're not properly funded. That means that they allowed the infrastructure to weaken. They never even cared to straighten it up. There's some questions that you could go ahead and start asking. Go ahead now.
Let's repeat that because those numbers are a little jarring. 20 years ago, you had more fire stations than you have now?
We had 112 fire stations. Now we have 106. And since 2010, we've had an increase, doubled our call volume, which is firefighters responding to calls, 55% increase with 68 less firefighters.
So the city funding is not keeping up with the city's needs in real time.
That's because they're using the inmates.
The World Cup, and then the Super Bowl, and then the Olympics. With this rebuilding effort needing to take place, is LA going to be ready for all of those global events?
My humble position, and
You hear this?
and it's not just being naively optimistic. That only reinforces the imperative moving quickly.
Why he's
doing it in the
moving
spirit
like
of
that?
collaboration and cooperation. President of the United States, Donald Trump, to his credit, was helpful in getting the Olympics to the United States of America, to get it down here in LA. We thank him for that. This is an opportunity for him to shine, for this country to shine, for California and this community to shine. The opportunity with all of that and all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those three iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by
Those
this
gestures are
disaster.
not
You just said you're
being
organizing
bought,
a
you hear me?
Marshall Plan for the rebuilding of California. What is that Marshall Plan?
For
Tell
this
us about this
region,
Marshall
we're just
Plan.
starting to lay out. I mean, we're still fighting these fires.
funny.
So we're already talking to city leaders. We're already talking to civic leaders. We're already talking to business leaders and nonprofits.
Is that a
We're
green
talking to
screen
people
behind
here.
We're going to do it differently now. Like
Yeah.
what's going on? Did you see what's going on? Obviously, you've seen what's going on in California. But the governor gave this creepy fucking speech where he was talking about speculators coming in and talking about what to do with the land of all these homes that have been burnt down. While it's still only 6% contained, and he did this
Insane.
little dance like, I've been talking with these, with
That's 'cause
the
they-
governor of Hawaii about what to do. We got some ideas. A speculator. We're gonna have some meetings. Like he's doing
Really?
this- Oh, show it to him, Jamie. It's so creepy because it's happening while these people their houses have been burned, all their childhood memorabilia, all the stuff for their kids, the photos, the fucking everything they have is gone. All heirlooms, their mother's wedding
Unbelievable.
ring, that kind of shit. Everything's burnt to the ground. And this guy's like standing in front of all this stuff, and he's got a smile on his face, and he's talking about land use.
The development plans.
Watch this. Play this. And give me.
I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land
Look at
use
that.
concerns he has around
that?
speculators coming in, buying up properties and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward,
Buying
and
up
we'll be presenting
properties.
those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
With a big smile on his face. Look at the
know,
little
BlackRock
wiggle he
gonna be
does with
involved.
his shoulders. Speculator, watch this. Talking to Josh. Look at this. Look at this little wiggle. It's excited about the possibilities of
Insane.
speculators coming in. And he's saying we're move forward. We're going to move forward on that.
This can't be for real. I just came across a headline that Los Angeles, California's fire hydrants are out of water and they can't put out the fires. You are surrounded by water.
That's what we
You
all
are
say.
surrounded by water. You guys mean to tell me it's 2025. You haven't been able to figure this out. You know you have wildfire problems, and here we are. I feel like this is always intentional. There's just no way that they haven't figured this out yet.
We're still in the 20th century. The climate has changed. We need to rethink how we build our cities and how we protect ourselves.
That is a
Why
fact.
were LA's fire hydrants dry during a deadly blaze? Chaos erupted in Los Angeles as wildfires consumed neighborhoods, leaving devastation in their wake. But here's the shocking twist. Fire hydrants ran dry at critical moments. Governor Gavin Newsom has demanded an independent investigation asking, how could this happen in a city like LA?
If that's not the most backward statement to even make, let's not forget, he gets the fundings. What are you doing? If you can't control or contain your state, how do you even think you're going to be able to control or contain the United States of America? You're not ready to be the president. You are not ready. You hear me, Mr. Gavin? You are nowhere being ready. I feel sorry for you right now because you handling things all the way wrong.
Budget cuts and understaffing. Fire Chief Kristen Crowley revealed that budget cuts left the department understaffed and ill-prepared for large-scale emergencies. Critical equipment was out of service, and inspection efforts to clear dry brush fuel for fires were severely limited. Dry hydrants. Hydrants in key areas went dry due to overwhelming demand and outdated infrastructure. Despite 3 massive water tanks boosting supply, they couldn't keep up. Experts warn the city's aging water system is ill-equipped for 21st century challenges. Power line sparks and old buildings. Evidence points to potential power line faults sparking fires, a common culprit in previous disasters. Many homes lacked modern fireproofing, with only 5% meeting updated safety codes. Should LA prioritize upgrading infrastructure to prevent another tragedy?
Of course.
Very upset about what's going on. They don't think that you guys are really helping out, that you're just coming here for the cameras and not really giving any solutions. So what do you have to say to
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean,
these fires have gotten completely out of control, and they're still 0% contained. At least 5 people have unfortunately lost their lives, and over 80,000 people evacuated. The Palisades fire in itself has already burned almost 16,000 acres, and the Eaton fire has exploded to almost 11,000 acres already, while the Hearst fire has already burned over 500 acres. But there's another one, which is the Woodley fire, if you didn't know. And today alone, there was 1.5 million customers without electricity. And the ironic part about that is that residents are actually criticizing officials for failing to cut off electricity to power lines. And now the Los Angeles County is also being blasted by locals. That being for allegedly refusing to refill their reservoirs, meaning fire hydrants in themselves were obviously run dry. But to top it all off, the Los Angeles mayor, Karen Bass, chose to fly out to attend the West African country's presidential inauguration on Tuesday, after meteorologists had already warned that a recipe for fire was on track to strike LA. And of course, I can't forget to mention the insurance controversy that I'm sure everybody's aware of by now. That one in itself is really interesting, but you want to know what's much more interesting than that? Is where the Olympics are supposed to be hosted in 2028.
Pay
but
attention.
not just that, but also a special little city that I mentioned just over a year ago. Can you guess what kind of city that is? If you can't, I'll leave you an article in the comments down below so you can really gain some clarification.
Gavin Newsom, or Greasy Gavin, as some call him. The guy has been dreaming of the presidency his entire career. And when Carmela lost, he saw his opening for 2028. But now, as the state burns to the ground, Newsom is trying to escape all accountability. Let me show you this fluff piece from Politico last August. The headline reads, Gavin Newsom, firefighter in chief. And wow, look at this photo.
I'm not gonna lie, look at that photo. That photo op right there, this is what he lives for right here. He's trying to gather up all the, look at these ill moments of me. You saw me, you remember. They're gonna flood this right here so that all you can remember in your mind is, nah, he really was there. He really was doing this thing. This is just for the future, that they're preparing this for the future. That's it. So when he tries to run for presidency, watch them bring this up. It's going to be crazy if they do that. That's going to be a wild card right there if you ask me, but I don't think it's going to work. Let me know if you think it's going to work in the comments. I doubt it.
Doesn't he look like California's hero? I'm sure his friends in San Francisco love that one. In the article, they gush over how well he's managing a fire-prone state and implementing great climate change policies. Fast forward to now, hydrants are running dry, the city is in flames, and when Anderson Cooper asked him on CNN why there's no water, the guy literally shrugged and blamed everyone except himself. Check this out.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was trying to firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean,
just in now, a recall is underway for Gavin Newsom due to the horrible handling of the LA wildfires. So the organizers of this recall are going to be filing papers in the next couple days, and hopefully start to begin the process in the next couple weeks.
Get him out of here.
And also, they go on to state that his handling of these LA wildfires was a series of catastrophic events.
This message is for Gavin Newsom or anyone that lives in the state of California. If you are Gavin Newsom, hi, this message is for you. I have a question for you, actually some questions for you, and I'm asking for myself and probably every single one of the citizens that live in your state. I'm wondering why in every single one of your press conferences and your interviews, all you talk about is Donald Trump.
For real.
All you talk about is why hasn't he visited your state? Why, if your state is burning to the ground, he's not there. Just a gentle reminder, you are the governor of California. The mayor of LA works under you. The fire chief, they are also working under you. The director of land development, of forestry, of land maintenance, they all work under you.
Hello.
Let me gently remind you again that Donald Trump will not be the president for at least another week, actually 8 days today. Then, mark my words, he will be doing anything and everything in his power to help the people of California.
So you heard it yourself. I hope you enjoyed all these clips that I put together. This is just to show you how the media likes to twist things up. Sometimes you got to really do the research on your own. Don't just take things for face value or face fact. You got to do your own fact checking. Don't let them fact check for you. All right. With that being said, listen, his handling is terrible. And it looked like he only keeps bringing Trump's name up just for a specific reason. He is preparing for presidency. Do you guys not understand? Pay attention. From now on, start recording and saving things. It'll make sense a few years from now. Not right now, but in a few years from now, it'll all make sense. I'm telling you, this is how you got to start doing from now on. When you see key moments or certain catastrophes or certain things that occur, record it, save it, put it in a file. It will make sense a few years after that. I am telling you the truth. We already see that they have plans of bringing the Olympics there. They can't bring it there the way it was. So now they're going to have a new and improved city. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, definitely subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell. Don't forget, go in the comments, run it up, flood it up. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'll see you in the next one.